This is CBS News Chicago.
Good Monday morning to you. I'm Jackie Kostek in for Dana.
And I'm Adrena Sinclair. Good to be with you, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've got lots to get to. Right now at 9, court is getting underway as opening statements begin in the Highland Park parade shooting trial.
Plus, the CTA says it has a plan to cut down on wait times for bus riders. When and where that will start.
And remembering a Chicago legend, how Broadway in Chicago is honoring Margie Korshak, a public relations pioneer. But first, here at 9, we want to get a check of your first alert forecast as we're tracking a major spring storm that could bring wind, rain, and snow.
Meteorologist Kylie Miller joining us in our First Alert Weather Center with more on that, but a pretty nice day ahead, Kylie.
Yeah, so today, not so bad. It's a calm before that severe storm that's going to be making a huge impact for us here in Chicago. Tuesday and Wednesday, we are going to be under a weather alert because we have a flood threat, especially throughout the day on Tuesday, where we could see upwards of about 2, maybe even 2.5 inches of rainfall accumulation. Until then, a few stray showers will roll through early this morning. A lot of it before it does reach us here at the ground. It's just evaporating. But our temperatures are in the low to mid 30s at this hour. This afternoon, temperatures will continue to climb into the 40s, so mid to upper 40s. And I think south of Chicago, we could actually max out in the low 50s for today. So as we look ahead, by midday, we're going to be under a mostly cloudy sky condition. And then tomorrow, that's where we're going to start to see this area of low pressure take aim at us, bringing us widespread rainfall, maybe even a few thunderstorms. And then as we look ahead to Wednesday, a changeover from rain to snow and very windy conditions with falling temperatures. I'll break down your full forecast in more detail straight ahead.
All right, Kylie, thank you. We'll see you soon. We turn to our nonstop news now, where we're following a deadly attack in Mannheim, Germany.
Police say someone rammed their car into a crowd this morning, leaving one person dead. A police spokesperson says the suspect drove into a pedestrian street, killing one person. The spokesperson says several other people are injured, but police could not specify how many were injured just yet. One person is in custody. This comes as many people in Germany had the weekend off to celebrate Carnival, including Rose Monday. Opening statements are slated to begin right now in the trial of the suspected Highland Park parade mass shooter.
Yeah, the jury was seated last week, and now we start opening statements. Let's send it to Marissa Perlman live inside the Lake County Courthouse with what's anticipated to happen in court on day 1 here. Marissa.
Yeah, today is the day, guys. Good to be with you. After 3 days of jury selection, that final jury is seated, as well as those alternates in this case. Opening statements as of 9 this morning officially underway. Testimony in this case expected to last at least 3 to 5 weeks here in Lake County. Now, Robert Crimo III is accused of planning and carrying out a mass shooting during the 2022 Highland Park 4th of July parade, killing 7 people and hurting dozens of others. Now, during this trial, prosecutors say nearly 48 of the survivors from that day do plan to testify, and the judge in this case has ruled victim witnesses can be in court for the entire trial, even when other victims are testifying. The 12-member jury and 6 alternates were seated on Wednesday and include a home hospice nurse, a man who owns a trucking company, a part-time college student who wants to be a firefighter and a paramedic, and a woman whose great-grandfather shot 2 police officers back in 1916. Now, Crimo did not attend the final day of jury selection on Wednesday, but remember, in this case, this can go forward without Crimo actually physically being inside that courtroom. If he is convicted, Crimo III is expected to get life in prison without the possibility of parole. Opening statements now underway. We'll keep you posted on what's happening upstairs here in Waukegan. For now, we're live inside the Lake County Courthouse. I'm Marissa Perlman, CBS News Chicago.
Marissa, thank you for those updates there in the courthouse. And fire crews right now still looking for an elderly woman after they say a fire broke out at her home in Mundelein. This happened 5:30 last night near Huntington Drive and Bedford Road. The deputy chief there in Mundelein says that getting into the home was really tough, and part of the townhouse's second floor collapsed. The Lake County Task Force and State Fire Marshal are now investigating the cause.
It appears accidental carbon monoxide poisoning killed 2 teenagers in Hoffman Estates. They were found unconscious in a locked car on Berkeley Lane just yesterday. They've been identified as 17-year-old Jefferson Flores Ramos and 16-year-old Litzy Flores.
Today, the CTA is announcing a new network for buses that they say will bring wait times down to 10 minutes or less. As part of the frequent network, they're calling it, the CTA is adding service to 8 routes on March 23rd. This service will help ensure 10-minute wait schedules during certain times on weekdays and weekends, according to the CTA, which says it plans to add this service to 12 other routes through the end of the year and then eventually introduce this network to all rail service. You can find a list of the bus routes on the CTA's website.
New this morning, the chairman and CEO of Kroger has resigned after an internal investigation into his personal conduct. The grocery store chain says Rodney McMullen's conduct was not related to business, but was found to be inconsistent with Kroger's ethics policy. The behavior did not involve any Kroger associates. Leaders of European countries rallied around Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelenskyy after his contentious visit to the White House last week.
Yeah, they say they have to do the heavy lifting to bring about an end to the 3-year-long war between Russia and Ukraine. But as CBS News' Derek Waller reports, they maintain there must be strong backing from the U.S.
More fallout after Friday's Oval Office clash between President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right?
The blow-up left a deal to give the U.S. partial access to Ukraine's minerals unsigned. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says it's off the table for now.
It is impossible to have an economic deal without a peace deal.
Across the Atlantic in London, more than a dozen leaders from Europe and Canada met with Zelenskyy for an emergency summit. Afterwards, United Kingdom Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the group is working on a Russia-Ukraine peace deal to present to President Trump. In the meantime, Starmer said the group will bolster military aid to Ukraine and look at building a coalition of peacekeeping troops from Europe.
Europe must do the heavy lifting, but to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong U.S. backing.
While in London, Zelenskyy told reporters he believes he can salvage his relationship with President Trump. In Moscow Sunday, Russia's top diplomat praised the president's handling of this meeting with Zelenskyy. The president later posted on social media, "We should spend less time thinking about Putin and more time worrying about migrants." Meanwhile, multiple U.S. officials tell CBS News Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has directed U.S. Cyber Command to pause planning against Russia, including offensive digital actions. The duration and reason for the pause are unclear as the president pushes for a peace deal. Derek Waller, CBS News.
And tomorrow night, President Trump will lay out his agenda before a joint session of Congress for the first time this term.
Meanwhile, Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth announced she is bringing the leader of Illinois Head Start to President Donald Trump's address to Congress. Senator Duckworth's office says bringing Executive Director Lori Morrison Frickle will highlight the way the Trump administration's funding freeze is hurting that program and the families it serves. Head Start is an early child care and education program for low-income families. Morrison Frickle says the funding freeze is causing stress among parents and staff. Well, as we keep an eye on your world on this Monday morning, Israel has already stopped goods and supplies from entering the Gaza Strip and is now threatening what it calls further consequences.
And this is to pressure Hamas into accepting a new proposal to extend the ceasefire. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the extended proposal was an idea put forward by the Trump administration. It would run through Ramadan and Passover, and under that proposal, Hamas would release half of the hostages on the first day, then the rest when an agreement on a permanent ceasefire is actually reached. Hamas immediately rejected this, saying it went against the deal already agreed on. Meanwhile, in Israel, one person was killed and 4 others wounded in a stabbing rampage at a bus station. Police are describing this as a terrorist attack. Security guards shot and killed the suspect, and right now it's still unclear whether the man who died was stabbed by the suspect or accidentally shot by the guards.
We're taking a live look now at Vatican City, where the Holy See office says Pope Francis slept well through the night. In an update this morning, we're told the Pope is stable and does not have a fever. This comes days after he suffered a sudden respiratory episode in the hospital. He's been hospitalized for 17 days now, battling double pneumonia. This is the longest and most serious hospitalization of his papacy.
Well, still ahead, we were remembering Margie Korshak, a woman known for representing some of the biggest names in Chicago. We're hearing from those who knew her about why her legacy is so important.
And wildfires explode, this time in the Carolinas, why the weather could make it hard to get this under control.
The Cubs fly the W after a win, so why don't you do that for yourself? In today's Mental Health Minute, how rewarding yourself can encourage better habits.
Thank you. Oh, do you look cute? I like your jacket. Very cute.
Well, public relations powerhouse to the stars, Margie Korshak has died. But for 5 decades, her PR firm represented celebrities, restaurants, and most notably theaters that were associated with Broadway in Chicago.
And joining us now live on the show is Eileen Lacuro, Vice President of Broadway in Chicago and a longtime friend of Margie. Eileen, good morning, and we are sending you so much love on a big, big loss.
You know, that video just brought back so many memories. There wasn't an opening that Margie wasn't at the door greeting people. She's been doing the openings for Broadway, all the openings in Chicago for Broadway for 50 years before Broadway in Chicago was formed. But she was here at the beginning of Broadway in Chicago and has maintained her position for 25 years with Broadway in Chicago.
Wow, well, welcoming people is one thing she'll be remembered by, but also there's so much more to her legacy. How do you think she'll be remembered both personally and professionally?
Well, I think I said it best when I said her mantras were don't take no for an answer, and you know, just always look at the positive and find a better way to promote shows. She wanted more people. It was all about the audience and all about taking care of the shows that came into Chicago and making sure that Chicago was first.
Eileen, I personally remember her always being so fashionable too, and I feel like she was maybe the person or one of the trendsetters who started the sneaker trend. I always remember that she had the cutest sneakers on, and now you see women wearing sneakers with just about everything. But I mean, talk about legacy. It happens in all different corners of the world, basically. She's affecting us in all ways.
Well, we like to say that she brought the sparkle.
Yes.
It doesn't, you know, I mean, for me, she was my sparkle, and she will continue to be the sparkle for Broadway in Chicago, that's for sure. I mean, everyone walked in and wanted to see what she was wearing, whether it was the jewelry or the jackets or the gym shoes or the, she made everything sparkle.
I love it. Eileen, earlier you were just telling us how she didn't like to take no for an answer, and we actually interviewed Margie about 10 years ago, and when talking about creating her own agency, she said, quote, "I want to make it on my own. I don't want to be part of somebody else. I want to be Margie Korshak." How do you feel hearing that?
That's what she was. And for most people, she was just Margie.
Yeah.
So, and you know, she was amazing. She lifted so many women in this business, including myself, to strive for that same feeling of really being on your own and doing things important as a woman. So she was an advocate for women. She was an advocate for Chicago. She was an advocate for Broadway. She was a powerful force to be reckoned with.
Eileen Lacuro, thank you.
She also did many other clients besides theater. I mean, she did Bloomingdale's and McDonald's. She was the first female PR agency that McDonald's hired.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Trailblazer. Yeah. Eileen Lacuro, Vice President of Broadway in Chicago. Again, we are so sorry for your deep loss here, but we appreciate you sharing so much of her memories. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, switching gears right now from the Carolina forest area wildfire in South Carolina that's threatening homes right now. Emergency crews can be seen working to control the blaze, and there are wildfires in both North and South Carolina amid these dry conditions and gusty winds. The governor of South Carolina has already declared a state of emergency in response to these wildfires. So far, thank goodness, there are no reports of any injuries, but there are red flag warnings posted in the Atlanta area as well.
Weather woes in Texas are creating plenty of trouble for air travelers. So 3 planes were rerouted to the Waco airport. Several people on one of those planes were injured because of the turbulence. Many of them suffered concussions during an emergency landing, which, You know, usually you sort of expect turbulence to be the run-of-the-mill turbulence, but actually being injured is just it's terrifying and awful.
There's so many flight scares right now. I flew over the weekend and I just had so much on my mind of what we've seen lately. So it's like, okay, woo,
yes,
we got this.
I was the same way because I flew over the weekend as well, and yeah, you're just a little bit, you know, concerned about with everything happening. With the turbulence, though, yeah, definitely a scary situation. If anyone is going to be flying, though, come Tuesday and Wednesday, we are going to be in for some weather whiplash. We are going to be tracking quite a bit of rainfall coming our way for Tuesday, even into the day on Wednesday. Wednesday, though, it is going to be windy, and then we're going to see a transition period from rain to snow. So alert days have been posted for Tuesday and Wednesday with this storm system coming our way. For today, though, a few stray rain showers, sprinkles will be possible. A lot of that, though, is evaporating before it can actually reach us here at the ground. So again, weather alerts Tuesday and Wednesday with widespread rain on the way. Heavy downpours, a few thunderstorms will be possible as we go through the second half of the day on Tuesday. Then Tuesday night into our Wednesday, I think we're going to be in for a little bit of a break before we start to see more rainfall by the early morning hours on your Wednesday, transitioning over to snow by about 2 p.m. on Wednesday with falling temperatures, and strong winds are likely on Wednesday. We could see winds gusting upwards of about 40 miles per hour. That's closing in on wind advisory criteria. So if we do get posted a wind advisory here in Chicago and the surrounding areas, we will of course let you know. But there's a small little pulse of energy that is sticking around, moving through the area as we go through the early morning hours. That is creating quite a bit of cloud cover, but we have dry air at the surface, so any of that precipitation that is falling is evaporating before it can reach us. For today's high, 47 degrees. Again, a few stray showers. Overall, mostly cloudy to completely cloudy sky conditions. Anywhere south of the city, I think we could actually max out today in the low to mid 50s. And then tonight we are dropping into the upper 30s. So not that cold for tonight, but that rainfall will arrive late tonight, becoming widespread by early tomorrow. So sending the kids off to the bus stop tomorrow, they will need the rain gear. Again, a few thunderstorms will be possible. We have to watch out for a flood threat on Tuesday. From that storm system, we could see about 2 inches of rainfall, which is quite impressive. Falling temperatures on Wednesday will dry out on Thursday before another storm system impacts us on Friday. And then looking ahead to the weekend, partly cloudy skies. And don't forget, we spring forward this Sunday. All right, Chris, I'll send it over to you in the traffic center. How's everything going this morning?
Hi, Kylie. We've had our moments out there. Things are starting to kind of calm down on this Pulaski day. That's cut down on some of the overall traffic volume. So while things got a little adventurous there for a while, things are starting to really kind of drain away. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how we are doing. We don't have any big lane blockage incidents there in the core expressways. And you can see here that the Kennedy is almost done, although it's still a little stuffy coming inbound closer into downtown in the Ohio feeder. The Eisenhower, not until you get close in. Same thing with the Stevenson. That's backed up in its normal spot from Central through about Kedzie. And a couple of spots inbound and outbound on the Ryan there. Any kind of unusual delays may be because of some pothole patching, because we have to fill in some of those divots. If you normally take the University Park branch of the Metro Electric Service, 95th Street, Chicago State University stations, closed until fall of 2027. That's going to get a big upgrade, so you can go to the newly rehabbed 103rd Rosemore station or go up to 91st Chesterfield and use that station instead. Chris Habermill, CBS News, Chicago.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, Chris, as you know, Mondays can be a little tough.
Indeed.
But we got an idea to help you through it.
Yes, we do. Give yourself a toast. So in today's Mental Health Minute, how little rewards can motivate you to just take on your day.
And also another thing that can warm you up on this Monday or make you smile on this Monday is sweet treats from Wilton Sweet Studio. We are at McCormick Place where the Inspired Home Show is taking place. And take a look at these cookies that Ebony is making, but also look at what they made for us. CBS News Chicago cookies. Look at this as well. You have a lot of people who are decorating this morning, starting their morning with a sweet treat. And in the back there, you have Samantha celebrating her 9th birthday, decorating a cupcake. We have more coming up later this hour.
I'm Marie Saavedra, and in today's Mental Health Minute, we're talking about positive reinforcement. You probably give it to your kids, your spouse, or if your friend does something great or accomplishes something, you're going to celebrate them, right? But how often are you celebrating yourself? We're talking about that today with Dr. Alexandria Holliday with Advocate Children's Hospital. Doctor, it's true, we're so quick to reward others, but we don't think about doing it for ourselves.
Yeah, rewarding yourself can actually create more positive habits and make you motivated. It reinforces the fact that progress, no matter how big or small, is worth celebrating.
So true.
Yeah, so I think of rewarding yourself, it's an opportunity for you to be your biggest fan, right? So again, no matter how big or small, celebrate yourself. Tell yourself you did it. Tell yourself yes, you know. Brag about it to your friends and family. If you're like me, you're a shopper, take yourself shopping.
Yes.
Yeah, so you want to be able to celebrate you. Like you said, we take so much time out of our lives to celebrate others, and sometimes we forget about ourselves. And so there's so much more benefit in rewarding yourself.
So whether it's shopping, getting your nails done, talking to a friend, or just taking a few minutes to yourself, give yourself that gift, because you did it. Remember that the next time you take a minute for your mental health.
Marie, thank you so much. And for more quick ways to boost your spirit, head to cbschicago.com/mental health minute. You'll find all of our ideas to de-stress and have a better day. Well, next at 9:30, the mayor heading to Washington, D.C. while he's being asked to defend some Chicago policies.
And new details about a deadly crash in Woodridge. What a neighbor is now telling us they heard and saw right before a car slammed into a house.
And you could soon see some price spikes at the store. What new tariffs could start as soon as tonight.
This is CBS News Chicago.
Good morning and great to be with you. I'm Audrina Sinclair.
And I'm Jackie Kostek in for Dana. It is 9:30. Thanks so much for sticking with us on this Monday morning. Well, some big surprises last night at the Oscars. We've got the big wins and moments in about 10 minutes.
And it's a mild start to our week, thank goodness, but we are also watching for some thunderstorms that will roll in tomorrow and Wednesday, and we're preparing you with a weather alert in place right now.
Meteorologist Kylie Miller is in our First Alert Weather Center now. Kylie, not a bad day ahead, but definitely preparing us for those tumultuous days ahead. Yeah, our commutes are going to be affected big time.
Yeah, starting tomorrow morning, we're going to be in for some messy rainfall, windy conditions by Wednesday, and we'll see a changeover from rain to snow. But before that big storm system, I want to talk about March stats. So average highs for the beginning of March, since we're now in March, are in the low 40s to the low 50s by the end of March. And then average precipitation, rainfall, we should check in around 2.5 inches of rain for the month of March. And we're actually going to be closing in on that in 48 hours. So it's going to be quite impressive with this storm system on the way. So today you can expect mainly cloudy sky conditions, maybe a stray shower popping up and more sprinkle activity. Temperatures will be approaching the upper 40s to the low 50s for highs today. Weather alerts have been posted for your Tuesday and your Wednesday with this area of low pressure moving in. Thunderstorms will be possible on Tuesday, and then Wednesday a rain-snow combination as temperatures fall. Windy conditions are expected, but our temperatures are going to be on a roller coaster ride for these next several days. So near average for today and then warmer than average as we look ahead to Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we'll fall back down into the low 40s for Thursday and the upcoming weekend. More on that storm system with your hour-by-hour forecast coming up.
All right, Kylie, we'll see you soon for that. Thank you. Right now, we are following a crash out of southwest suburban Woodridge, and look at the scene here. 2 people were killed after a car slammed right into this house.
Asal Razai is live at the scene this morning, and Asal, that car just burst into flames so quickly.
Yeah, Jackie, Audrina, there is a lot of debris here on the road about 50 feet in front of where we're standing, and it all leads down to this house you see here behind us. And you can see the house, the aftermath here. There's a lot of damage. We've been watching this morning within just the past 30 minutes or so as crews have been out here assessing the damage. You can see the mud is charred in front of that home. And then if we zoom a little closer, you'll see the siding on that house. Some of it is melted melted off. There's a good chunk of that corner missing as well. The fire department releasing information this morning saying 2 victims were moved from a car here and taken to the DuPage County coroner. I want to show you video of that moment of impact. This is a Ring camera from a neighbor. You can see a big flash and then a huge cloud of smoke. And then next we'll go to cell phone video we just got from a neighbor here within the last hour. It shows a car fully engulfed in flames. You can see in this video the fire department actually arriving on scene as that car is burning with heavy flames and thick black smoke coming from that car. We know it took fire crews a couple of hours to get things under control here. The car involved appears to be badly burned, as we've showed you several times. There are reports it was a Tesla that crashed into this house. This happened around 8:45 last night in this residential area on Kildare Street and James Avenue in Woodridge. The home left with visible exterior damage with no report so far of anyone injured inside. We did speak to a neighbor whose camera captured the car speeding by his house before it crashed. Here's what he heard and saw.
I heard it hit the curb, again, probably within 50 feet of me. As soon as it hit the curb, I heard the multiple bangs of it probably going through the median, crashing right through the trees.
And you can see just how fast that car was going on the camera captured from his home. Too early to tell, though, exactly how this happened. But we are hoping to get more information on the victims this morning. Right now, Woodridge police say they're still investigating the cause of this accident. We're live in Woodridge this morning. I'm Asal Rezai, CBS News Chicago.
All right, Asal, thank you so much. Well, police just charged 64-year-old James Pizanka in yesterday's deadly shooting in far northwest suburban Lakemore. This happened near Rand and Darrell, where the suspect lives. Officers found a man in the street with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital and has not yet been identified. Pizanka is charged with murder, among other charges. Opening statements are now underway in the Highland Park parade shooting trial.
Robert Crimo III is accused of killing 7 people and wounding dozens more at the parade back in 2022. Now, all jurors were chosen last week, so they're seated and ready to go at the Lake County Courthouse. Most of the survivors are expected to take the stand, and testimony, which just began, is expected to last 3 to 5 weeks.
There are calls this morning for a permanent executive director for the city's animal care and control. Some community leaders are urging Mayor Brandon Johnson to fill that position sooner rather than later. So today at 10:30, animal advocates led by members of the city council will hold a news conference to make their plea. The department is responsible for all animal-related issues, including capturing loose dogs and cats, providing pet adoptions, and local pet clinics. It has been without a confirmed leader for more than 2 years.
Well, with new tariffs on track to begin tonight, many economists say the cost of goods like cars and groceries, shoes, electronics, stuff we use every day, could go up soon. Now, the Commerce Secretary says a 10% hike on Chinese imports is on the table right now, and that's in addition to last month's increase. Executive orders also call for tariffs on most Canadian and all Mexican imported goods worth more than $800. The Secretary says that the percentages of those duties are unclear right now, but U.S. companies are the ones that have to pay for the tariffs, and so there's still some concern that the U.S. could face retaliatory tariffs.
If you can buy one before Tuesday, before the tariffs come in and we either shut down or become more expensive, you should go and do it.
We will have a strong, unequivocal, and proportional response as Canadians expect.
And the Treasury Secretary says that Americans shouldn't worry about inflation and that his department will appoint an affordability czar.
This week, Mayor Brandon Johnson will speak before Congress in Washington, D.C. about Chicago's status as a sanctuary city for undocumented immigrants. Johnson is one of 4 big city mayors that the House Oversight Committee has asked to hand over all documents and communications related to their sanctuary city policies. The committee claims that sanctuary mayors are jeopardizing public public safety and violating the law. In a statement last week, Johnson's office thanked the committee members for the upcoming conversation about that issue. Johnson will be alongside mayors from Boston, Denver, and New York. And you can stay with CBS News Chicago for coverage of Mayor Johnson's testimony. Our Chris Ty will report live from Washington starting tomorrow night on our news at 10. We expect the mayor to testify Wednesday morning.
Well, today is Pulaski Day, and a heads up because all City Hall, Chicago governmental offices, and Chicago public libraries are closed today as you plan your day out. The state holiday is a tribute to the Illinois Polish community, honoring the Revolutionary War hero Kazimierz Pulaski. The president of Poland, Andrzej Duda, is in town, and in just about 20 minutes, he will speak at the Pulaski Day celebration at the Polish National Museum. That program will also be live streamed if you'd like to look at it on the museum's website.
A big shakeup right before the Oscars, what some of the celebrities may have felt before the ceremony.
And it wasn't only about the big wins last night. We'll show you the performance everyone is talking about.
Indeed, and we already got to see some sweet treats, but there is plenty more at the Inspired Home Show. Next, we're jump-starting over at McCormick Place to see some of the newest things for your home and those delicious-looking cookies.
Definitely looks good. Well, heavy rain, strong winds, and some snows in the forecast for your Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll time it out with your hour-by-hour forecast when I return.
Welcome back. So we're getting a sneak peek at this year's Inspired Home Show, and innovators from more than 1,600 companies are all coming together to bring the newest and most innovative products that could potentially make your life easier, more efficient, or more fun.
Yeah, or just more beautiful, more colorful. I mean, there's so many things this show can inspire us to maybe get for our homes eventually. Our Darius Johnson is live on the convention floor at McCormick Place with a look at what's new for 2025. Darius, good morning once again.
Hey there, ladies. Good morning to you. No more cookies this time around. However, we are still here at the Inspired Home Show, and this time we are showing you a competition that involves students from many different universities across the world. And joining me right now is Peter and Kyle. They're both from the University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and they're going to talk to us about one of their designs. Good morning. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great.
All right, perfect. Talk to me a little bit. I know you all have one more person on your team as well.
So us alongside Amber Mees, we designed the Pail, which is a bento-style lunchbox.
All right, perfect. So Kyle, break it down.
It's designed to fit inside the water bottle pocket on a backpack. We found that most backpacks have two pockets, but people only ever use one for their water bottle.
All right, so that's something that you can easily use for those who are going to work. Now I'm here with Clara, who is from the University of Kansas. And Clara, talk to me about your design.
Yes, I designed Tilt, which is a sustainable cleaning supply system for the mixing and measuring of at-home cleaning supplies with simple household ingredients like water, vinegar, lemon juice, and other essential oils.
All right, perfect. And we're going to make our way over to Alex, who is from Western Michigan University. Alex, talk to us about the Nimbus. It's a cleaning product.
Yes, it is. It is a autonomous electric mop that uses self-cleaning features in order to, just make the cleaning process more easy.
All right, so anyone who's doing some cleaning at home who is not possibly hiring someone, this is what they may need. All right, so we're going to make our way down. There are a couple of more students that are involved, and all of these students have been placed. So right now we're at the second place winner. This is David from the University of Notre Dame. And David, talk to me about your design.
Hi, so my name's David, and I invented my patent-pending technology, PullPal. It allows people to walk their dogs more calmly. It's pretty simple. It has a CO2 cartridge attached to a dog whistle, and when the dog pulls too hard, it releases a noise that stops the dog from pulling too hard. It's that simple, and it was designed for senior citizens, but could really be used for anyone.
I love that because I have a dog, and I'm often always turning around using that turnaround technique to prevent the dog from going any further. Delna, you are second place as well from the University of Notre Dame. Talk to me really briefly about your design.
Yeah, so I designed a storage and a disposal system for seniors that struggle with incontinence. This is really for seniors that live independently in their own home.
All right, and I know we're running out of time, but I have to get to the first place winner. This is David from Western Washington University. David is the first place winner. David, talk to us about your design right here really fast.
This is Helios. It's a microwave and cooktop alternative for people that want to heat their food more efficiently and more energy efficient with a compromise on even distribution for heating.
All All right, perfect. There you have it. These are all the students who are participating in that design competition. Again, all of these students were selected to be here. They have all been winners. So that's the very latest here from the Inspired Home Show here at McCormick Place. Again, you cannot come here, but these items could soon be in a store for you to purchase. Ladies, back to you in studio.
Darius, thank you so much.
I feel so bad.
It needs to be clarified. Yes, no, because you think like most of the things we do, it's like come and join us, you know, but this one, I do think there's value, even though the public cannot go to that show, to see what is trending and what's, you know, possibly going to be on your store shelves.
It's like you get the before it hits the stores that you can get it. But I feel so bad. Darius has to keep saying, you cannot come here.
Don't come to McCormick Place. Don't say that you saw it on CBS News Chicago this morning and then show up. Yes.
But that's why, you know, Darius is out there giving everyone a sneak preview of it.
Thank you, Darius. Yes. And for Jackie today for Jumpstart.
Absolutely. And with those students that did the design competition, you'd likely be able to see their potential, their inventions, maybe, you know, 5 or 10 years from now. Something.
Just gotta wait and
be
patient.
A lot of good ideas. Exactly.
All right, so we have a really chill start to our week, but then tomorrow some changes are coming and rain.
Yeah, so we're finally in March, and we are going to be talking about this spring storm system that is going to be impacting us. Not really for today. Today it's just going to be cloudy. A few sprinkles will be possible, but really tomorrow and Wednesday, those are going to be the days that we are going to be monitoring widespread rain, even a few thunderstorms to develop for the second half of the day on Tuesday. By Wednesday, windy conditions and that rain will transition over into some snow. So yes, we're still talking about snow here in Chicago. For the remainder of today, this is our high resolution model. I think we are going to be seeing maybe a few sprinkles popping up. That's going to be the extent of it. But once we cross over to about 2 a.m. tomorrow, we'll start to see that rainfall moving through west to east. Widespread rain is expected for tomorrow morning, early commute. So if you are going to be traveling anywhere, those windshield wipers are going to be on. Heavy downpours are likely. That will continue for the afternoon as well as the evening hours. And again, a few thunderstorms will develop, especially as we head through the afternoon period tomorrow. We will finally get a break in the action overnight Tuesday and into our Wednesday. But Wednesday afternoon, we're going to see more rain transitioning over to some snow as our temperatures continue to fall through the end of the day. So with this cold front finally moving through, it's going to be giving us some snow shower activity. Again, rainfall accumulations are looking quite impressive, about 1 to 2, maybe even 2.5 inches. So we will be dealing with a flood concern. Now to the south of us, that's the bullseye for strong to severe storms. But for us here, yes, we have a chance for a few thunderstorms, but it's mainly going to be that flood concern. For today, 47 degrees, a few stray showers. Then as we head through tonight, 39 degrees, that rainfall becoming widespread. As we look ahead to the weekend, the silver lining, partly cloudy skies, temperatures will be in the 40s. And don't forget, we bring forward this Sunday, March 9th. Sunrise time is going to be at 7:11 and sunset 6:50. So we're gaining daylight. So again, weather alerts have been posted for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll see more sunshine on Thursday before another storm system impacts us on Friday. Hey, Chris, I'll send it back over to you. It's going to be pretty messy travel-wise for tomorrow and Wednesday.
We're going to get power washed, that's for sure, and get the last vestiges of maybe some of the salt and grime off the street there. So when your car gets washed, it'll stay washed for more than about 20 minutes. Anyway, as we get out to the roads right now, it's impressive in the fact that it's lighter than normal. We've got Pulaski Day underway, not nearly as much traffic out there. Look at that. There's hardly anything going on. So you know what that means. Pothole patrol. Drum roll, please. All roadways are going to get out there, try and fill some of those divots before the weather turns tomorrow. So slow down, move over, watch for the workers there. Don't see any real big delays, so they're not out there quite yet. But we do have a delay here that just isn't going away. And what's the reason for that? Well, we've got a longer delay than normal feeding onto the inbound side of the Ryan from the inbound side of the Stevenson all the way back from before Ashland all the way back to Damon. It is slow because of a multi-vehicle crash. 4 vehicles traded some paint there. Everybody's all right, but they're on the right side of the ramp from the inbound Stevenson to the inbound Ryan. Little extra time to get through there. Have a great day. Drive safe, and let's be nice to each other. Chris Habermill, CBS News Chicago.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, man, what a scary night for so so many people in California's San Fernando Valley. There was a magnitude 3.9 earthquake that hit the area just hours after celebrities gathered for the Academy Award ceremony. The quake was centered just east and south of North Hollywood. Luckily, there are no reports of damage or injuries.
And if you didn't watch the Oscars, Nora was a big winner, even taking home Best Picture.
Yeah, CBS's Danya Backus has a recap for us from Los Angeles.
The Oscars love was spread around on a night where it was anyone's guess who would take home some of the top awards. In the end, it was the indie film Nora that came out on top. Nora, a strip club Cinderella story without a fairy tale ending, was the night's big winner with 5 awards, including Best Picture.
This film was made on the blood, sweat, and tears of incredible indie artists.
Nora's Mikey Madison beat veteran Demi Moore to win her first Oscar for leading actress.
This is a dream come true. I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow.
The Brutalist grabbed 3 Oscars, including Adrian Brody's Best Lead Actor award.
I believe if the past can teach us anything, it's a reminder to not let hate go unchecked.
Rounding out a season of wins, Kieran Culkin and Zoe Saldana took home statues for Best Supporting Actor and Actress.
I have no idea how I got here. I've just been acting my whole life.
I am a proud child of immigrant parents, and I am the first American of Dominican origin to accept an Academy Award, and I know I will not be the last.
There's no place like home.
The Oscars opened with a moving musical tribute to the city of Los Angeles following the devastating wildfires by Wicked stars Ariana Grande
For the rainbow.
and Cynthia Erivo.
I think of a place where there's love overflowing.
Who then performed Defying Gravity from their blockbuster big screen musical. Los Angeles first responders were also honored during an onstage appearance. Other tributes included ones to Gene Hackman, the James Bond movie franchise, and the late Quincy Jones. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Welcome back. Breaking news in the case against the man accused in the 4th of July mass shooting in Highland Park.
We've just learned that Robert Crimo III is changing his plea in this case. He's now pleading guilty to all murder and attempted murder charges. There's 69 criminal counts in total here. Now, opening statements in his trial were supposed to start this morning. Maurice Perlman there at the Lake County Courthouse. We were expecting those statements to begin. Crimo is accused of killing 7 people and wounding dozens more in the Highland Park parade that was back in 2022. Now, this is a big change because Crimo turned down a plea deal just last summer. As it stands right now, for all of the counts here, he's facing life in prison without the possibility of parole. We're going to continue to follow this in court. We'll bring you the very latest as we get more information.
With your first alert weather forecast, we are going to be in for some different changes Tuesday and Wednesday. Widespread rainfall, and then Wednesday transitioning over to some snow, windy conditions, and falling temperatures. So weather alerts have been posted for Tuesday and Wednesday. Today, more clouds than sun, a small shower chance, more like sprinkle activity. Temperatures for today in the upper 40s to the low 50s. And then as we skip ahead, looking at Thursday, mostly sunny skies. Highs will be in the low 40s, holding out of the 40s for Friday and the upcoming weekend. But don't forget this weekend, Sunday morning, we do spring forward.
Got it.
All right,
Kylie.
noted.
Yeah, don't forget. Good
I
point. Thanks so much for joining us here on our News at 9. Your local news continues on the stream.
Yeah, we hope you have a great day, and we do want to remind you that we're going to continue to follow that change in plea in the big case in Lake County. We will have more on that on the stream, so stick with us.